Yes, welcome back. And I just got this question from a total stranger, a student actually, yeah, who messaged me through the Facebook, right? And yeah, I do welcome this kind of questions from students, whoever you are. Okay, let's get going with this, right? And it's stated here the formula of an oxide of element Y is Y2O3. Okay, and 8.0 gram of Y contains 8.0 gram of Y2O3 contains 5.6 gram of Y. The element Y is just an imaginary element, right? And we are required to find out how many moles of Y does 5.6 gram of the element contain. Okay, now it looks complicated, but actually it's nothing. Okay, I can show you. I'll show you. It's no big deal, right? So first we know that the mass, we have to find the mass of what? Obviously the mass of oxygen atoms, right? Oxygen atoms. Please remember, this is I'm talking about oxygen atoms, not oxygen molecules, right? In what? In your Y2O3. In Y2O3, that will give you obviously 8.0 gram minus the 5.6 gram of Y, right? That will give you a 2.4, right? 2.4 gram of oxygen atoms. And we know that 1 mole, right, of oxygen atoms, right, will have the molar mass is how much? The molar mass is 16 gram, correct? And since we know that we calculated here the mass of oxygen atoms in Y2O3 is 2.4, so you just put 2.4 here. So from there you can find the number of moles of oxygen atoms. Very easy, straightforward. That means 2.4 divided by 16 gram multiplied by 1 mole, right? That will give you how much? 0.15, right? Mole of oxygen atoms. Now after that we just use the ratio that of your Y is to oxygen. Your element Y is to your element O, your oxygen is 2:3, right? Based on the formula, right? Y2O3, right? Okay, so we already know the mole of oxygen is 0.15, right? So obviously we can find the number moles of Y. That means number moles of element Y, right, will be equal to 0.15, right? 0.15 divided by 3 times 2, right? Divided by 3 times 2. Therefore that will give you 0.15 divided by 3 times 2, that is 0.1, right? 0.1 mole. Done deal. Very easy. Is it? Simple. Very simple. First you have to find the mass of the oxygen atoms, right? Let me just go through again one more time with you, right? First you have to find the mass of oxygen atoms in your compound Y2O3, right? So 8 gram minus 5.6 gram, that will give you 2.4 gram of oxygen atoms, right? And we know that 1 mole of any substance will give you this corresponding to the molar mass, right? In this case the 6 is 16 for oxygen atoms, right? Therefore we all know that the oxygen atoms is the mass is 2.4 in our calculation here. So 2.4 divided by 16 will give you the moles of oxygen, right? Once we know the mass of oxygen, our brain already tell us that, hey, look, the ratio is 2:3, right? Based on the chemical formula Y2O3. Y is 2, and it means 2 moles is to 3 moles. Yeah, that means for every 2 moles of Y, element Y, there'll be 3 moles of oxygen, right? So we have to find the number of moles of oxygen first, correct? In order to find the number of moles of oxygen, we know that it's 2.4 divided by 16, because 1 mole of oxygen atoms is 16 gram, right? So 2.4 divided by 16, that will give you 0.15. So 0.15 will be divided by 3 times 2, that will give you the number of moles of element Y. Simple, right? Thank you guys, have a nice day, take care, bye bye.